Right, we are back live on the CDR Twitch channel.
Hello mate, I'm back. We up and
We
sorted
are,
with the stream.
yeah, we sure are, mate. That was the quickest I've ever done that, to be fair.
Obviously, you have to formation lap here. So, is it? I believe, because I've never actually been high enough in this stream race. Is it top 5 that scores points, or is it 7?
Top 8 for
Top
CDR.
8.
I think it's
That's
top
it.
8 for in real life as well.
Okay.
And then yeah, obviously 1 to 15 feature.
Okay, so we must have missed it. Bobo must have set a faster time than Airways, because when I last checked it, Airways was on pole.
Yeah, this usually happens with Bobo. He just brings out a lap from nowhere. We will.
Yeah,
Just
most of the
quickly
grid as
check.
well, doing a smart thing. Going all out on mediums. E-Hell's been disqualified.
So, just for a bit of context as well, going into this race, I did forget to mention with all obviously the manic changeover, but there is only 8 points between Bobo and Nibs going into tonight. So it'll be interesting to see what them two guys get up to here this evening. So just waiting for the grid to form up.
Yeah, points, yeah. I mean, 8 points could be made or lost here as well.
Definitely. As 5 red lights are out and away we go. Looks like a decent enough start from Bobo there. Nibs looks like he's getting alongside Airways into turn 1. He has indeed. It just turns to the outside. He's managed to get Airways there on the race start. He's now hunting down his championship rival.
Looking at the back as well, Clay's lost a couple of positions to Nerf Pack, and Clay's nipped the back off E-Hell, and I'm not too sure if there's wing damage as well, collateral damage, or I think it was paint size at the back. I did see a wing fly off somewhere, I don't know whose car that was. I believe
Yep,
that was Clay's. Yeah, Clay
yeah.
must have been Clay's wing when he hit the back.
Curly Tots has got a wing as well. Has got her wing left intact. And Pint Size seems to have got away with it as well. So it just looks like Clay at the moment. So Nibs is looking to pressurise Bobo here early.
Yeah, you've got Harvey looking at the inside of Marshall, all the champions, backs back in as well, smart decision. Oh, and that is Harvey, too much curb, whacking the wall of champions on the exit there. I'm not too sure if there's any visible damage, but definitely enough damage, and the DRS is enabled as well, so it's going to be straight into sector 2 with DRS. I mean, it's going to be a big DRS train here.
Yeah.
And Nerf Pack is,
someone.
I believe that's turn
Turn 2,
well, I
yeah.
mean, technically, if you count that little kink out for the finish line of turn, but that's, I believe, turn 3. Nerf Pack as well. I'm not too sure if there's any. Doesn't look to be if there's any damage, and that's E-Hell out the race. So that is E-Hell. I mean, I would imagine, because he's right at the back, that shouldn't be a safety car or VSC. It should just be a yellow flag. Yep. There's the caution, yep, back to racing. No need for an early safety car for that.
So I would imagine that Nibs is going to make this move quite easily here on Bobo. Obviously the
Yeah,
double
nice
help and a
move.
DRS.
I believe at one point Cavalos got a lap in and already got a 3
Yeah.
second penalty. Gonna go well for him so early on. And let's see, we've got James Brown all over the back, or full send as well. Full send does get a better exit out of the S sector. And I believe Dave is just in touching grounds with DRS in front of with Ross ahead. DRS enabled. That'll keep him alive another day. And then yeah, we've got Bobo looking to try and get position back of Captain Nibs.
Wookie also getting close to Steve. Steve getting close to Cavalis. Cavalis just about got DRS. So Bobo didn't make the move then. Nibs has drained the majority of his battery though.
There's another penalty for Dave as well. I mean, this track as well, I mean, for penalties alone, it's probably one of the easiest ones to pick up. I know also it is doing better though than what he did on Friday. I believe also picked up 18 seconds of penalty or something like that. Or 15.
Are you sure you're not mistaking him for me?
Possibly, yeah.
I had about 23 seconds worth of penalties.
But also is looking on the inside of James Brown, I think.
Someone.
And backs out. That's a smart thing. All bad. I think like oh, and out James Brown too much curb. It also looked like he got too much curb, but also giving a position back as well. So nice respect there as well. And I believe Clay and Pint size are fighting at the back as well. With who is that? That's
just
hindsight getting into the mix as well.
He had a little spin and come out
and
behind.
That's Pint gone too wide.
Yeah, that was.
And they're still not giving up that position though. Ross with 3 seconds penalty.
Also with 3 seconds as well. We'll have a look at the penalties for you guys. So also 3, Ross 3.
Oh, and that's James Brown into the side of Richie. And yeah, side by side going up into turn 3, I believe. Yeah, James Brown unfortunately did get the front of that as well. Richie did lose time as well. But Richie straight on the back of Curly, and also James with another 3 second penalty warning. Also going to have Curly coming in hot for company, followed by Richie as well.
Front 5 looking fairly comfortable at the minute.
Yeah, we've got Russ possibly going to make an overtake on Dave down the back straight at DRS.
Bobo takes the race lead. Marshall now looking to go
back
down the inside of Airways into turn 1. It's tight. So there's not too sure what happened there. It looks like there's a little bit of contact between Marshall and Airways into turn 1, which is created now a bit of a gap between Nibs and Harvey. Harvey is going to lose DRS from the back of Nibs, which could be costly if you let the front 2 start to drive away, which it looks like they might just start to do.
Yep, Captain Nibs going to be looking like he's going to be getting advantage of the DRS here. Going to be fighting for the lead again. I mean, halfway through and these guys already got a second ahead of Harvey. And it does look like it's going to be a possible strategy of who's going to get the last of the DRS on the last lap. Which me
Yeah,
personally,
the
if
gap,
that
the
if
gap,
it,
the gap opened up due to a little bit of contact between Airways and Marshall into turn one. Between Harvey was in that DRS 5 that was starting to pull away, but if you start to let Nibs and Bobo drive away like they are, then yeah, you could say
yeah.
goodbye to any
And
sort of
then
race win.
if I was in Nibs or Bobo's position, me personally, if it's going to be like this, a second ahead of the car behind, I wouldn't fight as much. I would obviously try and concentrate and work out the maths of who's going to be behind on the final DRS on the final lap, because that could
Yeah,
be a big play in the game. Because you could spend all this time fighting right now, but ultimately it's going to come down to that DRS. I mean, at the moment it's 5 temps, and no doubt, I mean, Captain Nibs has got a better exit out of penultimate corner, but Bobo is steaming in. But I think Captain Nibs has managed to stay ahead here. But again, another DRS straight here and a good exit by Bobo could get that lead back.
Airways down the inside of Harvey. Yeah, fully agree. We saw this from Nibs, not last week, the week before. Just his exits seemed to be a lot cleaner than Bobo's.
Yeah, I mean, I've been watching it for a lap now, and it's gonna sound funny. Between sector 1, sector 2, Bobo has the better exits. Sector 3, it's been Captain Nibs.
Yeah,
Because now, obviously, at sector 3, Bobo was losing time. He was going from full 4 temps up to 7 temps, and now he's closed that down to 3 temps, DRS as well. Me personally, run this DRS straight, I don't see a point of overtaking, because you're going to be side by side, and on a back straight you're going to get overtaken unless you can hit every corner picture perfect.
yeah, agreed.
And it's interesting as well, everyone has so many lines here. Bobo tries to sort of square it off on the inside, whereas Nibs hangs on the outside, and the outside line is working for Nibs. Bobo again just short on the DRS again. Again, like I said, this is where Bobo is going to be right behind Captain Nibs with this sector.
Thought I saw double yellows. Just looking at position changes for
penalties
you
being
guys. Oliver Ritchie up 8. Curly. Not Curly Tots, normal Curly. Oh, this is going to get difficult. Normal Curly is up 3. Pint size is up 4. Marshall down 3.
Oh, and that's a spin
Murphy
by
down 4.
Cavalos. And that also that is that Wookie as well.
It's
Wookie done the
Wookie.
same
Yeah,
thing,
Wookie.
planted the same thing into the car. Same position as well, perfect spins. And that looks like Ross as well, that had a little bit of snaffle and oversteer coming in. It looks like Ollie's going to be trying to overtake, but there is a flashing yellow flags, but it's not in that sector. Oh, and there was contact, and that's Ross unfortunately getting the brunt end of that. Drops him down into P13 from 9th, I believe he was.
Yeah, correct.
Which, Hounds, I mean, I haven't paid attention to Hound this race, but Hounds found his way up into P5. He's got Iron Marshall steaming in behind him, trying to catch up. DRS is enable. As well as Cavalos looks to be going into the pit, and I believe that's Wookie ahead. Yep, both from the spins. Wing damage. Yeah, Bobo still behind Captain Nibs as well. I mean, he is, again, right behind him. 2 laps to go. I mean, Bobo is in a good position if he saves his ERS for that final lap, and especially on that final back straight, the race is his. As long as he keeps it clean, don't do anything reckless, just bide his time. Just keep Captain Nibs under pressure, maybe even force him into a mistake with all the pressure behind him. But this could be Bobo's race to win. I mean, strategically, obviously, anything can happen. And we got flashing yellow somewhere.
Yeah, Curly just had a little spin.
I mean, yeah. I mean, Bobo's on board with what I'm saying. There wasn't even no DRS opened.
No.
Wing was closed for that back straight.
You just got to be careful
And
with Airways.
I think that this is what Bobo wants to see. There's a flashing light on the back of Captain Nibs. Oh no, it's gone now. But yeah, there was a flashing light.
Nibs is on about 50%. But the thing they need to be careful of is that they don't start to allow Airways back into the DRS.
That's the thing,
As,
because
oh, that
obviously,
could cause a safety car.
no, with 1 lap to go, there should be no safety car. There shouldn't
Oh
be a
yeah.
safety car with 1 lap to go. Well, 1.5 laps.
I keep forgetting it's a sprint race. Leave me alone.
Yes.
That makes it not right. Yeah. So that's Curly out.
Oh, and that was Captain Nibs with a bit of a poor exit there. Bobo, ERS and DRS enabled. It looks like again. Bobo going for that strategy. Don't know if he's listening to me or not, but Bobo is playing the safe strategy. He is, again, possibly going to be winning this race. I mean, both of them ideally should be trying to reserve as much ERS for that back straight as possible. But as you say, Airwaves is a second behind now. So if Airways, again, if he wants to join in, reserve his ERS and can close that gap between like 3 tenths behind Bobo, he could jump into second place. He is gaining, he's only 9 tenths behind.
Bobo is in probably the best shape ERS wise. He's on full
Yeah,
tank. Obviously
but
the
it is all going
guys.
to come down to this final
It
straight, and I
is.
believe, oh, and that was BDF Ross into the woods having a look, and James Brown gets a move done on BFD Ross. But yeah, they come to the final straight, or a little bit of lock up by Bobo, and again, there's Airways 4 tenths behind.
Yeah. This
So
is
now
gonna
this is
be.
going to be a sprint down to the end. I mean, Bobo, we've seen him a couple of times, and yep, there's the toe as well, ERS, and that is them going to be side by side. No, Bobo is ahead.
Yeah, side by
Oh,
side.
bit of contact, and here comes Airwaves. Airwaves is going to be pushing.
He's
Is he
gonna
going to do
take it.
it?
He's gonna take it.
Just short.
Oh, look at that.
But I called it. That's the strategy for a track like this. Airwaves as well. Captain Nibs leading most of the race. Bobo. Strategy call there again. Don't know if he was listening or not, but perfect strategy executed there. And Airwaves as well, managing to sneak into second place. Ridiculous as well. I mean, what's that? Less than a tenth between Bobo and Airwaves, and
Yeah.
Captain Nibs as well was squeezing Airwaves a little bit. I reckon that if there wasn't a squeeze, maybe we could have seen deadlock at the start, or it would have been literally a photo finish.
That was a cracking finish to that race. Obviously, Bobo and Nibs looked like it was just going to be a 2 horse race, and then Airways
Yeah,
just silently, like he always does,
as
just
Dan says, but
consistently.
pretty ballsy.
Brilliant race that. To be
Yeah,
fair, brilliant
Bobo
race.
straight away with the strategy. I mean, finished his race with. I mean, I don't even know how much CDR he had at the end, but that was. Well, I mean, Airways as well on the back of that other strategy as well. Like I said, if he got that behind 4 attempts, he could have jumped Captain Nibs and did. I mean, was a little bit scrappy at the end as well. But yeah, well done.
Yeah, agreed there, mate. It was a really good performance there from the top 3 guys. Just confirmation then, Bobo, Airways, Nibs, your top 3. We will now move into the feature quali. Well, we have a wet quali.
Yep. This is going to be interesting. We had what was it? Friday was it? Wet race, I believe.
Wet sprint race, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Wet sprint and a dry feature.
It's inters, not as bad as what we had. We had, I believe, we had 4 wets to begin with. And Claymore is got the soft tyres equipped.
Good work.
So who's first out? I believe that is
Steve,
Snorlax.
yes. Looks
Yeah.
like it's going to be Steve.
Snorlax, it sounds better.
Yeah, I can't bring myself to say that.
Yes, but we'll see how qualifying is for this one for the feature race. Again, they've got, I believe it's 18 minutes they have, so
Yeah.
probably enough for about 3 runs. See this, and another argument I have all the time with wet quali. Do you go out with minimum fuel and do 1 lap, or do you put in a couple of laps?
I think it all depends on the types of conditions. Obviously, if it's expected to get heavier, then yeah, you're going to only put the minimum amount of fuel in and
Yeah.
just go for 1 run. But I quite like when it's these sorts of conditions where it doesn't look like it's going to be getting any heavier,
So
just to put a few
Clay,
laps.
Clay's put in a chat. Sorry, Del is saying soft tyre is 1 second quicker.
Yeah, I had this the other week. I think that's the
Clay,
bug.
I say, get out, do it.
I say put
Why
the
not?
hards on.
Yeah. Or medium, soft, hard, inter.
Just go out without tyres, Clay, if you're good enough.
Yeah, tyres are overrated nowadays. Who needs them?
100%. Don't know, you need jet skis here.
I mean, Hound is looking pretty tidy. I mean, I've been on board with him. I mean, the problem is that when it's wet, you don't know how fast they are because they're going slower than in what obviously you normally are for the braking. You're braking earlier. You're getting the throttle down later, so it's hard to. Normally, you sit there and be like, he's gone rapid or a bit sketchy or whatnot, but it's
Yeah, I get what you mean.
hard to say with the with wet conditions. But as Hound's about to cross the line, sets his first lap a 1:22. And then behind him, I believe it was Nerf Pack a 1:23.3.
Cavalius just started his lap. Ross,
Jump on board
140.
with Boba as well, who started. Also, Bosso 1:21.
Right, stop
Otto
the
at one
session.
point surprised me. At one point, I believe during Friday, he was second.
Yeah, stop the session, red flag it.
No. I think
Marshall 122.
we'll wait. We're gonna wait for Airways to set his lap, and then oh wait, Full Send Dave a 1:26 quicker than Osso.
A 121, yeah.
That's it. Can we just call qualifying over? Osso's in second. That's it. Qualifying's finished. No more qualifying.
Don't know if you're given a rule book, bud, but comms, you have to be neutral.
Oh, I'm new to it this season.
You definitely have to be neutral.
Oh,
comms,
and that
Steve.
was Airways. Oh, that was Airways. They had a snap off over Sneer. Unfortunately, clipped into a wall. Bit of wind came off as well. And I just want to say, I've heard Dan be a bit biased as well. So,
not a chance.
yeah.
Not a chance. What are you on about? So, Bobo then a 1:19.8.
3
Nibs
seconds.
is just coming down the back straight now.
We've got E-Hell out as well. E-Hell unfortunately didn't do too well, I don't think, during race or quali, so he gets a second chance of redemption here.
Yeah, definitely.
I just
I've
clocked,
always,
sorry.
I've always said as well, I'd much rather have a better feature than a good sprint, if that makes sense. You
Yeah,
know,
more points on the line, more
yeah,
points on the board.
100%.
I just realised, sorry. So
Yeah,
we've got 2 Curlys together in a Ferrari, and we've got Captain Red Bulls.
I think the curly one was intended.
Yep,
I
100%.
think a certain someone in the upper echelons of CDR wanted to give me a headache this evening. I don't think the Red Bull one was. I think that was just
From the
coincidental.
start, I
Yeah, I think
suppose.
that's just coincidental from the draw.
Actually, let's have a look. Because I'm pretty sure there might have been a Red Bull seat.
So, just 3 tenths between your championship rivals at the moment. Harvey a 1:21.1, Wookie a 1:21.4. EO has invalidated. And that looks like everyone else is going to be coming into the pit. I need to put time on. Says Marshall improved by 6 tenths. James Brown is telling me is improving by 4 tenths. He comes through the wall of champions. Sets a 1:21.5, 5 tenths quicker. Curly Tots is just coming up to the hairpin.
So yeah, so we're still waiting for a couple. We've got Heinz in the pitch. Richie's about to start his fast lap. And obviously Clay in the pits and Pint Size in the pits. I don't know if they're going to be waiting for conditions to be getting better or not. I mean, the rain does look like it is easing off, but track is still wet, so I'm not too sure. But this is EA, and I have seen tracks get dropped from wet to dry in a lap.
Yeah, correct.
I mean, it does look to be drying up significantly, especially down the back straight. I'm on board of Airways, and it does look like there's a dry patch on the racing line, getting a bit more better. So E-Hell straight into the pits, he's invalidated.
Yeah. Oliwa is coming down the back straight. Looks like it's going to get a nice little toe.
And yeah, he's on his hot lap as well. But again, 50% ERS, I believe he might be possibly going for a couple of laps. But then he is wrenching his ERS now, but not as much. I mean, that's a 120.3.
Yeah, good
I
lap
mean, if
time
that is
there.
going to be a banker lap for him, that is a solid banker lap. Don't know if he's going again, but
Airways is coming down the back straight. Another one to keep an eye on.
let's see Airways. It's going to be completing his lap here, 189. So yeah, it must be getting dry. I mean, nearly a full second quicker than Bobo. Yeah, there's no rain at all. So I can see obviously Osso and Clay have got their softs primed up. So maybe this is what they're waiting for. I mean, I suppose playing it safe for Clay. I mean, obviously, why if it's going to get drier, why go out in a wet or enters possibly spin terminal damage to your car?
Nibs has just started his lap. So see what he can do and how much he's improving by. That could give us some sort of indication as to whether we're going to see the dries or not. It looks like it might just be too wet. Didn't see the first split then. So we'll keep an eye on his second sector split. I think that might be Cavalis that jumped in there for 119.7. Oh, I missed Captain Nib's second sector split. As Nibs comes down the back straight into the wall of champions.
So we've
Comes
got
down the high, the start finish straight. So that's a 119 flat, almost second quicker. So yeah, that track is improving.
yeah, and again we've got 6.5 minutes left. Me personally, I would abandon all laps now. Everyone's out. If I'm on track, like for example, Bobo, I would abandon this lap possibly.
He's 7/10 up. I cannot see him abandoning this.
I mean, yeah, but I mean that's the thing, because if it dries up and he comes back in and he's got, if he comes back in, he'll have just about possible enough time if he completes this lap. I mean, yeah, purple sector 2 as well.
He's a second up. This could be a decent lap time here.
But again, the track is drier now. Will he have enough time to get back in the pits?
Great lap time there from Harvey. 119 dead.
Yep. Bobo is going to be crossing the line there. Yeah, that track is nearly a 118. Yeah, so 7 tenths, 8 tenths quicker.
Is a tenth up through the first sector.
That is the thing. It's 5 minutes to go. Will he have enough time to get around the track, back in the pits, change the tyres, and back in fight? I mean, it's going to be tight. Again, like I said, Snorlax as well. Another one that's put on a set of softs.
It's telling me Oliver was a purple sector 2.
Yeah. And I mean, the track is looking dry. It still looks a little bit slick. Still looks a bit wet, and there's a yellow flag through sector 2. I'm not too sure who that is. Or is that just a car going slow?
So Oliver sets a 118.4, puts himself P2 currently. Bobo is pulling out to the side, letting Airways through.
Right, there's 4 minutes. There's over 4 minutes left, and yet everyone, obviously, a lot of people, yeah, Captain Nib, Snorlax, Wookie, also Clay, all of them set with the soft tyres. So I reckon 2.5 minutes minimum, you're going to see everyone out on track again.
Yeah.
And we're going to have a look at Bobo. Bobo's 4 minutes left. Bobo's coming to pits now, so yeah, Bobo has literally will have just enough time. I mean, I think the cut-off, I mean, is minimum probably about 2 minutes 20 to be able to comfortably set a lap with minimum time to go. As we got Wookie, so Wookie is the first one out on the track with softs.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it sounds silly. Me personally, I would have waited a minute, gone out literally just last second to make sure the track is fully dry. It does look drier, doesn't look as slick as it was before. Pint size skis are saying good evening. Clay saying he's having a smoke.
So Airways is a second up.
So Clay saying that the soft tyres was a second quicker. Probably was right, but just didn't say when. But yeah, Wookie's about to start his lap now, so I want to definitely see what improvements there are. He does have a car ahead. I'm not too sure who that is.
That's
Yep,
Airways.
DRS is enabled, so yep, that's perfect time for Wookie. Gonna be able to get the DRS down to straight for the start finish line. Airways are 1:16 on the
1:69.
inters. But now the
Mental.
problem is that he set that lap. He's not gonna have enough time. That's his
No.
qualifying over. So Airways unfortunately set a good time there, but that's gonna be it. I'm afraid I mean, we've seen him do like a 110, so he's gonna be dropping down the start for the race at all, dropping down the start line. So Wookie sector 1 is 1.6 seconds quicker already.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone is on softs now, apart from Airways, unfortunately. Again, fastest lap, but in a minute it's not going to be nothing, I'm afraid. Panto's checking in. Good evening, mate.
Yeah, Wookie's 4 seconds up.
Yeah. I mean, 4 seconds would only put him 117, but obviously,
Yeah.
how much time he's going to grab through here through the final corner is going to be immense.
Yeah, and just
I
the
reckon he's going to hit
traction.
about. I reckon he's going to hit about 110.8. Around that margin, it's going to be. Oh,
114.
114. Only 2 seconds quicker.
Again, he was the first out. There's quite a few guys now out. Steve has just started his lap. So we'll see what he can do.
A lot of them are. What's this all coming to pits on the inters? Unfortunately, that's his qualifying over now as well.
So Steve is 2.6 seconds up. So Ross has retired in the pits. Steve is about to finish sector 2, come up towards the hairpin. He is 5.4 seconds up.
Yeah, sorry about that. My voice is getting a bit excited playing.
No, that's alright, mate.
Wookie sets a 113.7, goes quicker as well.
So Steve has just finished his lap
Steve
of
for
112.2.
112. And I think next
Bobo,
one,
2.7 seconds up through the
Clay
first
unfortunately
sector.
hasn't validated. That's Clay's quali over, I'm afraid, not setting a time.
Pint size of 112.6. Bobo is 5.3 seconds up through 2 sectors. Nibs is getting a great toe from this kick. So we'll see what he can set. Coming down
Marshall.
of
Richard on
110.1.
110.
Yeah,
Captain Nibs.
110.
Ooh, half a tenth split.
Bobo 110.2.
So Captain Nibs.
That could be big for the championship.
Harvey slips in for 4th.
Oh, Steve gets a 5-second grid penalty for a collision with Wookie.
Rookie's finished,
Sure.
and I believe that is qualifying over.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
Clay unfortunately invalidated, so that's his quali over. Captain Hindsight didn't set a time. Yeah, it's just Wookie going into the pits, and that is it. That is quali all wrapped up.
We're just waiting for Steve's car to go into the pits. So just confirmation then. Nibs P1, Richie P2, Bobo P3, Harvey P4, Full Send P5, Cavalis P6, Curly P7, Marshall P8, Steve P9, Pint Size P10, Ehal P11, Wookie P12, Airways P13, James Brown P14, Nerfpack 15, Osso 16, Ross 17, Tots 18, Hindsight 19, and Clay P20.
But yeah, unfortunately, now it comes down to the all important. As you say, was it 8 points between splitting first and second in the Drivers' Championship?
Yep, correct, mate. Yep. Just the 8 points. Obviously, as it stands, without post-race penalties, that would be Nibs gaining 1 back on Bobo in the sprint. So that could now become a 7-point gap. And from experience, it's not a nice feeling leaving it down to the final race of the season. Especially if there's a big point swing this evening. So we'll see what happens. Looks like we're going to get a dry race. So Nibs opting for the hards, Richie, Bobo, mediums, Harvey, softs, Full Send, Cavalis, Curly, all opting for the hards, Marshall, mediums, Pint Size hards, Ehal, softs, Wookie hards, Airways, mediums, James Brown, hards, Steve hards, Nerfpack, Osso, mediums, Ross, tots, and Hindsight hards, and then Clay with the mediums.
Yeah, it's I mean, I don't know about starting us off. If there's, I mean, even if there's an early safety car, you're still going to be dropping points. I mean, you're going to be on fresh tyres, but unless you go soft hard spot, your hard will be screaming.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, because I mean, I think on Friday with the safety car, I got my hards up to about maybe 24 laps. I think I did, but that was with a safety car, and I think there was 2 VSCs. I mean, softs around here early on I don't think it's the best call. I mean, one strategy that I did look at, which would have worked wonders with the safety car, so I know obviously what they would have been like, was medium, soft medium. I know you have the extra stop, but you have the mediums. If there's an early safety car that comes out lap 15, go straight on a soft. Catch up through fight yourself through the pack, and then land on the mediums. But again, a track like this, positioning is key, as we saw in the sprint race. Get yourself in the right position with the DRS, regardless of what your tyre is on that DRS straight, get that toe, and that's it. You could be looking at easy position or 2.
Yeah, agreed.
I've got a couple of DSQs, James Brown, Pack, and Pint Size. Unfortunately, didn't manage to make it in the box.
So 5 red lights are out and away we go. Looks like a half decent start from Nibs, although Richie trying to look around the outside.
There's also carnage as well. Bit of carnage at the back. I'm not too sure. I know Osso unfortunately got caught up in that. Osso dropped a couple of places. There was a couple of bits of wing damages as well. That's Airways as well. Airways has lost the side plate. I'm not too sure if there's anyone else. Osso is dropping back again, and Ross is. But again, both their wings looking tapped. I think, as Dan would say at this point, gosh, it's the start of the race. Just take your time. That's a really bad impression of Dan, but I've heard that many times from Dan on Com. But yeah, I'm just interested to see how.
It's a long race. It's a very long race.
And I think that was a McLaren side by side with someone. I don't know if that was Osso or not. But I mean, I'm just interested to see how Harvey gets on. Harvey and Ehel. Again, they've opted for soft tyre. Ideally, Harvey wants to be getting past Bobo, Richie, and Nibs as fast as you can to obviously make do of a tyre with more grip, because you're going to be killing these tyres sitting at the back. And by the time he gets an opportunity, tyres will be possibly dead. And again, they're both sitting in traffic, so not ideal where you want to be on the soft tyres without making an impact straight away. And also as well, Ross also getting ahead of Ross into the chicane. And then you've got Captain Hindsight on the back of Ross as well, possibly going to be seeing what he can pick up from, with Clay as well behind. Airways unfortunately.
Looks like Oliver's going to be making a move.
Yep, I'm watching Pint Size and Zane Brown as well as
Bobo down the inside. Thought better of it. So that was a great call, but he's going to go on the move now. So's Harvey. The three wide into turn one.
Pint Size on the attack of Nerf Pack as well. Looking at the outside, but unfortunately both cars having DRS.
I
and there's a yellow flag.
I think there may have been some wing come off there from someone in the front four.
Yeah, I mean, while looking for that wing damage, Harvey did make a move on Nibs. So Harvey up into third again. I mean, Sauce probably maybe lost, what, maybe 8 laps, maybe?
Yeah, but yeah, there can't be much better change out of 8 laps.
No, they can't. I mean, go on, go get afterwards, get some water.
Bobo is dropped off the back of Oliver. Nibs still hanging on with these two guys on the softer tyres. Dave is trying to get back into DRS.
Yeah, Marshall's on the back of Cavaliers going to be making a nice easy move to DRS.
Yeah, and it looks like Cavaliers was thinking about it.
I mean, penalty-wise, I mean, I don't want to jinx it, but everyone's doing a lot better than what it was in the sprint race. I think by now there's about 3 cars easily with 3 seconds. And that was Harvey as well, that's Constable. I mean, but Captain Nibs is behind him. Again, yeah, I mean, Harvey, I mean, he's gained 1 position on the softs. I believe, let me just double check. Yeah, 1 position up on the softs. I mean, I can't see. I mean, him fighting, Captain is behind as well. He's put himself out of DRS from Bobo. So again, with these soft tyres, I mean, unless he feels like he can go soft hards, it's possible. But
again, your tyres are going to be screaming out at the end of the race.
Yeah,
so.
It's either you have your soft screaming for an extra couple of laps, and it's Nibs going past Harvey.
Yeah, gets it done before the braking zone.
I mean, again, Captain Nibs on the hard, if he can catch up to Bobo now that obviously he's got Harvey behind him, if he can catch up, he will put himself in a good position. As long as there's no safety cars.
I'd imagine the crossover is probably going to be, what, lap 12? For the hard start to be performing better than the mediums.
Ideally, I would say probably for the mediums undercut, for the hards undercuts, I imagine it's about lap as early as 18. The hards, I'd imagine.
I mean, as in tyre life, as in the performance, I'd imagine that the hards are going to start outperforming the mediums around lap 12.
Yeah, no, it's earlier than that.
Yeah,
when I was in practice on Friday, I was improving lap times on again, like full race fuel. I was improving as early as lap 7 on the hards alone.
So Bobo did make
Rich.
it past Oliver. Harvey is falling off the
Oh,
back of
Ehel and
Nibs.
Rookie. Ehel went for a stupid, that like sort of overtaken to all the champions, not far enough. Clipped the back of Rookie. Rookie managed to get out of that with no time loss, but yeah, that has put Ehel down 13th. I mean, was a bit of an outrageous, stupid move. I mean, it wasn't even side by side. Sort of dive his nose and hope for the best, but Wookie being where it was, that was Wookie's corner all day long. And Iron Marshal spins out as well. That's wing damage. Not too sure there was any contact behind him, but yeah, that is him going to be heading in for the pits.
Yeah, both end plates.
Yeah, Harvey as well on a soft drop down into 5th, will send Dave's up into 4th place. Again, these soft tyres must be dying off. I mean, it's... Well, I mean, again, a bold call to go on the soft tyres early on, and there's a yellow flag. Who is that? Is that Nerf Pack? Yeah, Nerf Pack as well, so it's not going too well for the kick drivers, both Marshall and Nerf. I don't know if Nerf has got damage or not. I know Marshall 100% did. Yep, is that damage? Yep, that is nearly a wing gone for Nerf Pack. So now this is going to hold Nerf Pack up because Iron Marshall is straight into the pitch.
Harvey's in.
This is going to hold Nerf Pack up as well, but I mean, yeah, it's going to hold him up. Marshall's not even into the pits yet. Into the pits now as Nerf Pack enters the pit. So yeah, unfortunately they're going to double stack possibly. Nerf Pack's going to lose a bit of time.
Yeah, we saw Harvey come in then as well. That's an early stop, just lap 7 onto the hards. So he's looking to go for the 1 stop. But that is a hell of a strategy if you are going for it. It's 28 laps on hard tyres till the end. It's a big old stint.
That is possible. Can do it.
It is possible, but I definitely wouldn't like to be doing it. Put it that way.
I mean, I'm trying to think back a couple of seasons ago. Was it Kane Lowry that just made his tyres go on forever and ever?
Yeah,
Kane Lowry and Bark.
That's exceptional circumstances.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think it's something can finish water for that.
Yeah, 100%. Agreed.
Yeah. If he was from Finland, possibly even go into next week's race on the same tyres, but
Mental. So Bobo is trying to now create that gap.
Pint size into the pit as well. New wing. Unfortunately, didn't see what happened to him. Ehel still out on them soft tyres as well. All over the back of Ross. I don't know how his tyres going to cope, because I know around here, especially going too wide or on the grass, which Ross did, you'll get a massive snap. But Ehel's going up on the inside, DRS enabled. Still, yeah, gets right in front of him. I mean, but he doesn't get a good exit. Ross is still behind him. I mean, Ehel, I mean, I don't know how much ERS he's put into it, but he's flashing already on lap 8, which, I mean, I don't know if the ERS is draining it this quick as so on, and that's hindsight looking for a move around Captain Ross. Oh, and he makes contact onto Ehels. I don't know. That toe looks quite strong. Captain Hindsight moves us out a couple of places. Ehel is straight into the pits. That allows, obviously, Clay and Hindsight to move up. I mean, so as we see, Harvey was on the softs, already caught up to Ehel, past him on the hard. So it proved that with the soft tyres, there wasn't a major advantage of what they possibly might have hoped for. That's Clay with another 3-second penalty. I mean, at the moment, how it stands, Richie and Bobo are running away, but I mean, I don't know if Captain Nibs is going to be able to catch up. I mean, he's 6 seconds clear of Dave, so there's no pressure from behind. It's just whether Bobo, and there's a yellow flag through sector 1. Who is that? I mean, it was around Ehel, I'm not too sure.
Is it Marshall, maybe?
And I don't know, but Marshall's making a move on Curly Tots, going on the
He's
inside. I mean, DRS there. I mean, Curly Tots not doing too bad. I mean, she's up into 17th.
Cavalice goes down the inside of full send. Nice little move there from Cavalice. Wookie now hunting down these two.
Yeah. Just oh, and there's another yellow flag. That's also sideways. To, I mean, I'm gonna guess it's turn 5. I actually don't know. My track knowledge is horrible.
Yeah, you
We're
probably
just gonna
about
call it
right, mate.
round the
Yeah,
corner.
yeah. The sweepinesses.
Yeah.
Also doing well though. Don't wanna.
Yeah. No penalty. It's gonna jinx it. But you
Oh,
know.
you just had to jinx it, didn't you? You just had to do it.
Yeah. Bobo also got the move on
He did.
Richie as well.
These two look
Unfortunately
like they
missed
are
that.
working together.
Yeah, I mean that's the best thing to do. I mean because
Correct.
I mean again, Captain Nibs is still a second and a half behind them. Again, they're both on medium tyres. Again, like I said, there's no point fighting. Just keeping each other's DRS.
Yeah, 100%.
And yeah, also let Airways go past their good strategy there. So Airways is on hards on I think fresher. Well, I mean lap fresher, so it's not a massive difference. But yeah, again, I think this is where the mediums now will be soon start looking into coming into the pits. I reckon probably next 3 laps you'll start seeing them pull into the pits. But again, it's going to be interesting between Bobo and Oliver whether who's going to pull the trigger first out of them two. I mean, Captain Nibs now has gained 3 temps in over the past lap, so he is gaining.
Ottawa is definitely burning. Rinse the ZRS, and then as he's trying to recharge it, I think that's where Nibs keeps gaining that time back.
Airwaves is going to be making a move on Clay, gets that done as well.
Oh, we got a yellow flag.
Now putting up to 13th place.
Look like Pint Size might have just had a
Ooh,
moment.
and Curly Tots went a little bit wide there. I think he had a snap of oversteer while he held lucky enough on the brakes early, managed to avoid it. That would have been nasty, but unfortunately there would have been nothing that Curly could have done. Ehels gets a move down with DRS as well, and looks like, no, he wasn't diving into the pits. It did look like he was going to dive into the pits. But yeah, so far biggest winner is Hindsight up 8 places. From 19th, I don't think he'd set a lap during the quali, but yeah, up to 11th place, not doing too bad. Then it'll be followed by Hound, who, speaking of Hound, was looking for a move on Curly, but a little bit too late on the charge down the back straight. And again, he didn't get the ideal exit he wanted to, and Hindsight, talking about him, gets another 3-second penalties. Oh, and that's a little love tap from Hound onto Curly. Luckily, wasn't enough to cause either drive to spin. But yes, Hound is breathing down the neck of him. I mean, with the tyre wise, I mean, what tyres were they on? Both on hard, so again, equal playing field at the moment. Yeah, Captain Nibs lost since the last check, left 5 seconds, but Richie is going to be looking to make the move on Bobo again, just swapping positions.
Just keeping an eye on this little battle between
going for
Cavalice,
Dave.
Cavalice,
Yep.
Dave and
Oh,
Wookie.
Cavalier switching back onto the driving line a little bit, just enough time. Nearly collected Dave when he was coming back on the racing line, but then that puts Wookie on the back of Dave. But Wookie going to be looking to join this battle as well. Wookie on the Wookie looking on the inside of Dave. Then little tongue twister. Wookie.
Curly and Steve also going side by
And there's
side.
a yellow flag, and it's that, yeah, that is Clay, wrong way, coming out of Wall of Champions, I believe.
Yeah,
I mean, can't
hindsight
see
had
no
a spin as
damage.
well.
Unfortunately, I don't know if there's any damage to him. Yeah, he's lost a plate.
Nibs is back within the DRS.
Yeah, Nips pulled a second out. I don't know where that came from. Again, I don't know if Bobo and Richie. Oh, that's Richie pulling the trigger,
Yeah, he sure
which
is.
could be a smart move because if Captain Nibs can catch on the back of Bobo and they start fighting, it is possibly going to be a nice little undercut,
And
if
he has gone
possible.
on to the
And
hards.
is that a safety
I think
car?
that's
There's a flashing
Clay.
yellow,
That's
which I
Clay, lost
think,
it again.
is that enough for a safety? I don't know. That would have been
Nah.
perfect for Richie if that was a safety car. But we've got James and Curly fighting side by side. Curly does get a bet on the outside line, and that's Harvey as well. I mean, we still got yellow flags flashing. I don't know where. Ooh,
Yeah,
James and
yeah,
Harvey
that's
side
very
by
tight.
side. Yep, James is well going on the
Yeah,
inside.
as Wookie is also trying to pressure his full send.
Yeah,
Nibs
but it's gonna be
is within half a second.
interesting. Bobo going into the
Bobo,
pits
yeah,
now.
pulls the
Ollie
trigger.
is approaching the back straight now, so it's going to be interesting whether Ollie got there at the right time. And like I said, I mean, Bobo had no DRS either, so Bobo's
Yeah,
leaving the pitch. Yep,
yeah,
nice call by
Oliver.
Richie there.
It's going to be tight on pit exit.
Yeah, no,
It
he done
was
it
very tight.
literally 6/10.
Yeah, very good.
So good call there again. I mean,
Very, very good.
golly. I mean, Nibs now again. Nibs has got. Is that? Who's that in front of him? Is that Curly Tots?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, this will benefit Nibs DRS enabled, even from a ghosted car. I mean,
Yeah, no,
that is
definitely.
going to benefit him, and it looks like it's that Nerf pack ahead of him, I believe.
So Wookie, full send, still going at it. Wookie looking to make the move. Doesn't quite get it done that time around. Bobo still happy to sit there behind Oliver. Steve now approaching the back of Harvey.
Yeah, Steve's still not pitted. I mean, Dave as well is not pitted. I mean, he's got Wookie behind him as well, who's not pitted. So again, it's going to be interesting to see how these guys play with the hards. Again, Captain Nibs out ahead. I mean, where were so Bobo and Richie have both got no track ahead of them. Again, if D2 play it right, play with the DRS between each other, gain on Wookie and Dave, could come out well ahead of Nibs. As Wookie and speaking of Wookie and Dave, they're side by side, but I believe it's Wookie with the DRS. It is. And Bobo and Richie, yep, swapping position there. And oh, that's gonna hurt Richie there, the 3-second penalty. And Bobo got the fastest lap so far. Hindsight, Cavalos fighting it down back with Marshall looking on to get on the back of that as they approach the start-finish line.
Oliver is now out on
Hindsight as well,
DRS.
lost out on a DRS. Yep, no DRS for Hindsight. Snorlax with a 3-second penalty as well. I mean, let's have a look at the penalties. Who's got the most? So yeah, Wookie in second with 6. Ross in 11th with 12. Osso, on the other hand, has none.
Bobo goes down the inside of full send. He's now going to be looking to hunt down Wookie. Obviously these guys are still yet to pit. Bobo has pit.
Yeah, Airways all over the back of James Brown as well, going to be getting the move done. And then who's in front of him? Snorlax is going to be possible. Next target should have yet a DRS again, so straight on the back of Snorlax, and that's Marshall out of the race.
That's a full safety car.
That is a safety car, so our Captain Nibs, unfortunately, is far ahead. Who's going to benefit from this safety car?
Nibs, definitely.
So Cavalos is on 3 laps, only coming into the
drive
pits.
through. He's just got to drive through.
He's on the pits. Who else? So we've got Cavalos, Hindsight. Osso's in the pits. Ehel, I imagine, will be coming into the pits. Ross for wing chains.
That penalty
Cavalos
screen is disgusting.
I know. I mean, Cavalos, 3-second mediums. Could he have...
He's got drive through as well, which has killed him massively.
Yeah, I mean, tyres were fresh, 3 seconds. 3 laps, it's just... What's it worth it? I know obviously at the end of the tyre degrade and at the end of the tyre life around this track is ridiculous to try and keep a car one of grips, especially if the rear's heating up. But I mean, I don't know, it's a bit of a move. So yeah, we've got Nibs. Now this is going to be interesting because Richie's in the pits as well. That's an interesting move, and so is Bobo.
I think they're probably looking to get back onto the mediums. Yeah, correct, they are. Yeah, they're trying to get back onto the mediums, be on the same strategy as Nibs. If not, they would just get eaten up on the restart.
Now what's interesting is Harvey's 13 lap hards didn't pit. Everyone all the way down into Ehel.
Clay has retired.
Is Ehel going to pit? Ehel's not going to pit either, so we've got Ehel. Is Nerf going to pit as well? If Nerf doesn't pit, it will be Harvey, Ehel and Nerf all on hards, all round about 11, 12 and 13 laps. No, Nerf's not going to pit either. Clay as well retired. Clay... I think Clay retired in the pits. I don't know if he had rear wing damage or not.
He did take quite a few knocks, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Times, so that is a strong possibility. He did have unfixable, but that's obviously something for the stewards to sort out.
With a track like this, it's harder because, especially at the end of the season, all we had to do was wait for 3 more cars to crash out. Could go over points. I know it's going to be 15 laps unfixable damage, but it's a hard position because obviously a point's a point. Obviously a point could be difference between first and second place in it. Actually, let me actually check.
Well, you know, didn't you? You know from being in championship battle yourself that
Yeah,
one race where you don't grab any points could be the difference between winning the
yeah.
title and not
I
winning the
mean,
title.
this is going back to possibly, I mean, season 3, the last time I was actually in a title battle place, fighting for the championship. I mean, I'm gonna go back to season 1 here. I actually can't remember who it was. Well, I think it was King of the Hill. I don't know why I think it was King of the Hill. I'll probably get corrected at some point. We were fighting for championship, and it came on to the last race. Race before that though, had a wing damage and rear wing damage. I didn't pit for 2 laps and managed to gain 4 places just from softs on, brains off.
Yeah. Just waiting for pint size to catch up, so I reckon the safety car will be out one more lap. So hopefully the safety car will come in this lap, but this race has definitely gone into Nibs' favour.
Yeah.
Which could make obviously next week's race a lot more interesting.
Yeah, nothing better than championship coming down to the final race.
It's what CDR does. I can't remember the last time a tier 3 race hasn't come down to the last race of the season, to be fair.
I know tier 2 didn't come down to it. That was season 2 with Dan, who completely pistoled over everyone.
Yeah.
I remember that because I came second, I believe, by like 100 points. Yeah, safety cars in this lap.
Oh, it's close then.
Oh yeah, it was
Yeah,
close. I mean,
mega close.
it was so close. I mean, Dan rear-ended me,
Jesus.
which I will never ever let him forget about that.
Brilliant. So we're just waiting for Nibs to get him underway. It looks like he has gone early. He has indeed. He's caught
Yeah.
Harvey
So I was just
napping a little
checking.
bit.
I was just checking the chat. Dan said Nib's in a position if no safety car. And what happened? Safety car.
Yep, definitely. It's
Yeah,
what tier 3 does as well.
just checking it as well. Harvey is going to be a sitting duck, I'm afraid. I mean, unless there's another safety car, which Wookie is going to be looking to trying to make easy work of him straight away, all over the back of him. But again, this is going to be helping Bobo. Sorry, Nibs. Bobo sitting behind these two battling. Nibs already nearly 2 seconds ahead.
Yeah, 100%. So they can't seem to get past Harvey either. Harvey's really doing a good job there defensively. Covering off the inside now, making Wookie go around the outside.
Yep.
Wookie isn't going to get it done. It's going to open the door now for Bobo if he can get a good exit.
Yep.
Which
This is it.
does. Switches to the outside.
But Bobo's still going to be... I mean, Harvey and Wookie looking like... going too wide. Oh, yeah, Bobo done the safe thing, backing out.
Yeah.
Not worth the risk. I mean, but unfortunately that is allowing Captain Nibs 3 seconds. Wookie looking to go on the outside, or if Harvey gets the moves done there, now it's going to be Bobo who's going to have to try and get past Harvey as quick as he can. Again, Harvey is going to be slow out of these 3 on entire around the corners alone. And Bobo came so close to kissing the back of Harvey there, which is allowing Full Dave to get back into the mix. So Bobo not where he wants to be at the moment. I mean, he can afford a couple of points to be dropped from Nibs, which will take it into next week, but
it's a tough
Bobo
position.
gets the move done on Harvey.
It's a tough position for Bobo. Obviously, you can see his championship rival driving off into the distance, but he's also got to play it smart and think about if he gets wiped out and that's a DNF, then he's lost 25 points potentially instead of just the 12
which
potentially.
Is going to be hard as it is at the moment.
Yeah, exactly. There could be, after tonight, if my maths is correct, there could be a 11-point swing in favour of Nibs, which would take it down to a 4-point lead going into the last race, which is exactly what happened between me and Marshall last season. We saw how that ended.
See, last season I was in a really close battle for last place. I think so anyway, I can't remember. It was a blur to me.
I was that guy for about 4 seasons, don't worry about it.
Yeah, that was me. That's me now.
Although he had a good race Friday. Very good race Friday.
Yeah, I didn't do too bad. I mean, the penalty in a safety car messed me around. Again, like I said, my race was only good from probably about lap 21. That's when it started getting good, because I started to enjoy this track. I hate it so much that it became enjoyable.
Harvey is just falling off the back of Bobo. Bobo is going to start pressurising Wookie, but
yeah, this is what he needs. He needs to get this move done quickly.
So here we go then. I'm not going to get it done. We've got a yellow flag. That looks like it could be Nerf pack. It is. Just had a little bit of a spin.
No, this is Bo. I mean, again, I suppose Bobo fastest lap is an extra point for him. But again, Wookie is not making it easy for Bobo. I mean, looking at the stat, I mean, yeah, Wookie is coming in as a reserve as well. But I mean, and there's Osso's 3 seconds. First 3 seconds of the race, done quite well there.
He did.
But yeah, Wookie in every right to be where he is. I mean, he's coming as a reserve. It's just unfortunate for Bobo. I mean, 3.5 second lead from Wookie to Nibs.
It's going to be.
Who else we got close? Just having a look now. I mean, we got a close battle for. Where is it? I mean, mid-table is quite a close battle. I mean, you've got Osso Bosso and Dave, 5 points different. Pint Size and Nerf, 9 points. Even Airwaves could possibly try and take third place from Harvey.
It's a very strong possibility. There's a big Ross. There's a virtual safety car.
And that's a VSC. Now, if I'm Harvey, you come in now. I mean, you come in. I know he's going to put softs on, but you come in. There's no other way about it. I'm afraid there's no ifs or buts, because he's just going to be dropping down. And again, who did I say he was fighting? He was fighting Airwaves. So Airwaves is behind him. So it's battle for third place at the moment. It's
Oliver picks up another 3 seconds.
right, so Ross has also DNF'd.
Yeah, he was
under the VSC.
No, he was the VSC. He's the one that was the VSC. Yeah, he did. All the champions.
Harvey though hasn't pitted.
No.
That is
gone
interesting.
For the Hail Mary.
Yeah, I mean,
hold it out.
Wookie, oh.
Yeah, not ideal for Wookie at all.
Drive through. So this is gonna bring Richie obviously back into the race, but I mean, Whether that's going to be enough or not, I don't know. So Nurse came into the pits for softs.
To be fair, I sort of understand why Harvey stayed out. He's got Oliwo with
Okay.
9 seconds penalties ahead of him, 13 seconds for full send, and then Wookie's just picked up a drive-through, so he could actually scrape away with a podium here. And Airways could walk away with about P7, P6.
Yeah.
So it's still all to play for, to be fair. Penalties are going to come into play towards the end of this race if the gaps don't start opening up again. So Wookie serves his drive-through. Bobo is 2.6 off the back of Nibs. So we'll keep an eye on whether that gap comes down or not. Harvey just happy still to stay out.
Yeah, Harvey just has to stay where he is.
Yeah,
Airwaves as well. Airwaves could possibly, if he can make a couple of moves, Airwaves could be finishing fourth. If he can get a couple of moves done in his last couple of laps, he can be looking at fourth place. He's not that far behind. I mean, there's a yellow cut flag as well. I don't know where though. I just got flashing yellow on my screen.
yeah, so did I. Not too sure on that one.
Yeah, because Airwaves got Wookie on 6, Curly on 3, Snorlax on 6, James on 3, Full Send on 13, and Olo on 9. So again, Airwaves could be picking up a couple of positions.
Yeah, 100%.
Um, Bobo has cut down 3 temps to Nibs though, so 5 laps to go, 2.5 seconds is possible. Oh, and Osso's made a move on Airways. This is interesting. And Airways is into the pits, and Airways has damage. That is not. I mean, Airways already will be coming in the box for softs.
Not
Unfortunate
ideal
for
at all.
Airways there. I mean,
No.
damage at this point of the race, it's taking back what I've said. Yeah, Harvey.
Harvey's still doing decent enough job. He's just going to pick up a couple of positions, as Scotty pointed out. The gap still sitting at about 2.4 seconds. It is coming down ever so slowly, but probably not quite enough.
Oh yeah, Bobo. Yeah, so just over 2 seconds now. So he is gaining. Is getting a time there.
Needs to be finding what, about 5/10 a lap. Which he's doing a good enough job of at the moment. Nibs is pushing as well. He's not deciding to save. ZRS, Harvey in a decent position. As we said, he is all over the back of full send. Ehal picks up 3 seconds worth of track limit penalties. It is just 1.8 seconds now, the gap.
Yeah, they are closing. But yeah, Harvey's just sitting comfortably at the moment in fifth place. Like I said, that will be podium for him. There's the yellow flag, but no VSC or safety car. I think as well, this is now the cut-off point for any safety cars, so I don't think we'll get any safety cars anytime soon.
Yeah, agreed.
Bobo, yeah, lost a tenth now, down on 2 seconds. Can't see Captain Nibs. I mean, we did see it before in a sprint race that it kind of comes down to the last lap if Bobo can catch up. I mean, yeah, we got Snorlax and James and 6 and 7 fighting both on 6 penalties, so that'll be a battle as well.
Steve having a decent enough race here this evening. It's good to see. Airways at 1:11.4, fastest lap on the soft compounder tyre. Bobo 1.5 seconds now. Needs to find more. Needs to find it quickly. Nib's doing well to control the loss of time.
I mean, penalty-wise though, it's Harvey's looking. I mean, I don't know if he's looking to just sit behind Dave or not, but he is pushing. Yeah, he's getting a move done now. Doesn't really want to battle with Dave because he is still 5 seconds. So I mean, if he loses 4 seconds in the next 2 laps, it's going to be P4 for him. Yeah, he's going to get some move done on Dave. Yeah, I mean, Airwaves, I mean, let's have a look. So Airwaves has no penalty. And no, it's not possible. And it's also picked up another couple of penalties. Airways could squeeze into 10th place and get a net bonus point for that fastest lap as well. It's going to be close for him. Oh, who was that? Someone was in the wall. That's pint size in the wall.
Yeah, I just saw that. He seems to have got his wings still intact.
I think. Yeah, again, no safety cars. Too late for a safety car. Bobo, though, in the meantime, is down to just over a second.
Yeah,
so,
he's pushing hard.
Are we going to see a repeat?
Strong possibility.
Yeah. Well, he's in DRS now.
Yeah.
They're approaching the final lap. So, I mean, again, this is now going to be trying to just get as much ERS stored as possible. I mean, for Bobo, again, he's in DRS, so me personally, do not touch that overtake button. Just leave it alone. I mean, Captain Nibs as well. I mean, ideally for him, it's going to be tight because I think it is the cut-off point is about 6/10 behind the penultimate corner to get a move done onto the Wall of Champions securely without risking side by side. Obviously, a win here would a win here would give Bobo the championship, would it?
No, it would give him off the top of my head, it's game 1 backs 7. It's going to gain 5, so it's going to be I think about a 4-point gap going into the 4 points. No, I think it might be an 11-point gap going into the last round. That's off the top of my head. It could be different.
Yeah.
I know that Dan's probably listening and will probably update me on that one. But yeah, it looks like it is going to be. Bobo's really pushing him now.
Yeah, I mean the ERS, they're both equal. They're both trying to gain as much ERS as possible. But yeah, this is where it's going to come down to. This could be Bobo's race. I mean, Captain Nibs could possibly get away with it if he doesn't deploy too early.
I think this could be Bobo's.
Yeah, Bobo's hunting.
He's got it done.
Going on the outside. Oh, little bit of toss and turning. Oh, and they're side by side, and that's all.
Bobo spun round.
Now that's a 50-50, both side by side, and that is Captain Nibs for the win. Bobo unfortunately didn't go how he wanted to do as it was before. So well done to Harvey. Yep, will cross the line, and that should be 3rd place for Harvey. So well done for him. So now it's down to. So Hound snuck him to 5th, Wookie up into 6th. Curly, where's he gonna finish? Curly goes 8th. Also an Airway. So yeah. Also an Airway is going to be finishing 10th and 11th. Airway goes above, finishes 10th. And I think this is gonna be, actually no, it's gonna be Cavalos and Hindsight, and a last little battle on the last lap. Cavalos gets the move done, securely gonna go into 15th.
Just wait for Curly Tots to cross the line. So maybe perhaps not the last corner we were expecting that race, but a decent enough race as it was. We will get the guys added into the party chat for the interviews.
I have a good dream.
So let's just get the results from both races. So just confirmation then, there was Nibs, Bobo, Harvey, Oliver, Snorlax, Wookie, Full Send, Curly, James Brown, Airways, Ehale, Pint Size, Nerfpack, Cavalis, Hindsight, Osso, Curly Tots with Ross, Clay, Marshall, not finishing the race. We will just get, who is it? Bobo, Nibs and Harvey all added into the party chat. Bobo, Nibs, Harvey. So just wait for the guys to join us. So we're just waiting for Bobo. And there he is, so we can get the interviews underway. So we will start with your third place this evening, Harvey. Good evening, Harvey, how are you?
I'm alright, how are you?
Yeah, not too bad, thank you, buddy. Obviously, started on the softs, am I
Yep,
correct?
I
And
did.
decided to go 28 laps on the hards. Talk me through that, that thinking.
Yeah, it's good. Good. Well, not bad strategy. Just started on the mediums, really.
Dad,
It's I think obviously the penalties for the guys ahead
Oh,
helped
yeah,
you.
definitely.
Did that come into your thinking when obviously the safety car come out?
Yeah, pretty much. And then I was like, probably a bit too far to go. Mediums, 15 laps. So, yeah, started on, just kept stayed out on the hards. When the virtual safety car came out, I was a bit like, maybe I will. But then I didn't, stayed out. So,
Yeah, with that virtual safety car, I thought it was a bit brave staying out. Obviously, with the penalties there above you as well, it was working it out. Was guaranteed third place and nothing wrong. But yeah, it was brave strategy. That was not
yeah,
something that I think I would have pulled out the bag.
I think just staying behind full send, pretty much just pulling me along, keep up with Richie. So obviously he had 9 seconds of penalties. So I'll take a
Yeah,
podium on
yeah.
penalty basis.
I mean, well worked strategy. It worked for you. As you
Yeah.
said, Dave was pulling you along down DRS, and you wasn't even losing that much time either, which was surprising to
No, I
see because I
wouldn't
thought
say
you might
yeah.
have been a sitting duck on them hards, but
The
you
Hards
held
are
your
a
own,
good
mate.
good race tire, aren't they, really, to be fair.
Yeah,
Very good.
It was
So
a
no, happy with that.
it was a good performance from Harvey, to be fair, mate. So obviously at one point it maybe didn't look like you was gonna get a podium, but kept consistent lap times and walked away with P3. So congratulations and well done for this evening.
Cheers, mate. Well done, Bobo and Nibs.
Yeah, that
Everyone,
takes us
Jesus.
on
Well done to you.
to our P2. Bobo, good evening, buddy. How are you?
Yeah, good evening, man. I'm doing good, man.
There's a strange race, that one. Obviously, it looked like you was going to be in control for the race win, and then the safety car come out. So, talk us through it from your perspective.
Yeah, the sprint race was really exciting. Just controlled, just stayed behind the captain and overtook him the last corner. It was really, I think, nice to watch for you guys. And then the race, indeed, like the safety car, yeah, it was a little bit difficult for me and Oliver Ritchie. We had like both at the same strategy, and captain was on the hard, so he was really, yeah, he benefit after the safety car to get the P1 position, and I stayed behind. I think it was Wookie and Harvey. I knew Harvey had like the hard tire, so he was easy to overtake. But Harvey never let it be easy. He's always racing, so I like that. And yeah, Wookie. I had a small battle with Wookie, and then I tried to gain on Captain, and the last lap finally catched him, and then we had a nice little battle in the last corner. I will leave it to the stewards, though, that one. It was a good battle, and of course, that's racing.
Yeah, going back to the sprint race, I don't know if you could hear what I was saying. But yeah, that strategy you done, sitting behind him. I even noticed DRS was turned off, no DRS was used, just waiting for that final lap.
Yeah, true, true.
Really good call there. I mean, yeah, obviously, it looked like a possible repeat into the final lap of the feature race. Unfortunately, yeah, you had that incident, which unfortunately would lightning. I mean, I know it's hard to say, but lightning doesn't strike twice at the same place, unfortunately.
Mm,
But yeah, end of the sprint race. Yeah, entertaining for us to watch, and even during the race as well. As you were saying with Wookie, I was saying I didn't know if it was going to hold back time for you in battling Wookie, because as you say, Wookie didn't make it easy for you. But yeah, managed to have a good race. Kept it clean, and again, one thing that stands out is no penalties.
I was close to penalties though. I
Yeah,
needed just one warning, and I was pushing to the limit, but I was trying a little bit to be careful.
but yeah,
Because I had a feeling it could be the last lap, like battle to me and Captain, and it did. So that was really fun, man. And yeah, it was a nice battle. I liked it.
yeah. Championship battle goes into next week as well. So it's going to
To
be
the
interesting to
last,
see you. Yeah,
yeah,
even
to
if I'm
the
not on
last one.
comms or not racing, I think I'm going to tune into that race because that's going to take it down to the wire, I believe.
Yeah, that's really fun, man.
So obviously, we can only go off of, like you say, whether there's stewards' inquiries or not. That's not for us to decide here on comms. But
Indeed, man. It was
going
a
in,
really close battle, and we have like respect for each other. But it happens sometimes, like
it was great to watch. Obviously, you hunting down nibs is always a fun watch on a Sunday evening, Bobo. But
yeah.
yeah, obviously going into next week, you will, as it stands, like I say, stewards' inquiries. As it stands, you
Mm.
will be behind in the championship. So it will be
Me?
definitely will be interesting next week. I think so. I might not be
No, no.
correct. I
I'm
might
like
you might have a
uh,
2 point lead.
no, five points, I
There you
believe.
go. Oh,
It
there you
was
go.
like eight points, and then I won the sprint. Captain was third, so that was 2 points, 10 points, and then the race
Oh,
one and
there
two.
you go.
It's
There
five
you
points
go.
or
See,
something.
someone's on it. Someone's
He was
on it.
probably calculating it mid-race.
So there you go.
Yeah,
So
I'm really thinking about it though. Like I
he
want to win
was,
this one.
wasn't he? He was under AI on the safety car, just working it out in his head. If I do this and if I do that, I'm gonna do this. Yeah, you were. Don't
No,
lie.
it's a good. No, 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 no.
It's
It's good, man.
no, at least you're on the ball. So yeah, you are going to be taking that slender lead into next week. So obviously
Yes.
it will be interesting, and I think it's
To
quite fitting.
Japan.
I think it's quite fitting for you two to battle out final race of the season. Winner takes all.
Indeed, man. Indeed, man.
another good performance from you this evening, Bobo. I look forward to
Thank you, man.
watching you next
GG's.
week, buddy.
Yeah, Jesus.
We will be joined by your race winner. Good evening, Nibs. How are you?
I'm alright, thank you. How is everyone?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. We were right. Obviously, I can imagine you're probably sweating a bit at the minute.
Yeah. Bobo's bloody quick, and I hate him when he's behind me. Makes me nervous. I was fine with him 2 seconds behind me, and then I started making mistakes, and then he was there, and
Knew it, bro. I knew you
then
were
we had
nervous, man.
contact. I don't like being followed, man. It really puts me on edge. Like it's the worst thing in the world.
I was talking to myself like he's nervous. He's nervous.
Oh yeah, you could see it on the last
Yeah.
two corners, man. I kept twitching.
So good.
My feet and my arms became so rigid. I just wasn't smooth and finesse like I was the first 20 laps on the hards.
Yeah,
I don't like being followed. I wanted you to stay behind Wookie and that for longer, really.
No, indeed.
But yeah, Nib. So talk us about. Start off with the sprint. Obviously, you leading majority of it. You had again, you had Bobo and Airways as well. And that final lap behind you must have been a bit of a squeaky bum time for you. Well, for that and the end of the race as well.
I kind of felt it coming, if I'm honest. When the last 3 laps, he wasn't overtaking me on the back straight,
Yeah.
and I knew it was coming. It was just a matter of time before he overtook me. I was trying to lure him into making an overtake by lowering my ERS. Bobo,
Yeah,
stupid.
I'm
He
surprised
doesn't
you
fall for that.
Yeah, I'm surprised even on the last lap if you didn't back out down the down to the Wall of Champions, you know, because like, as I was saying, it will come down to that last lap of who's behind who. Um, Obviously, at the time you were both trying to restore as much ERS as you can, but unfortunately with the toe in that DRS, it just wasn't enough to
No,
keep it away.
I was getting a better exit on that final, well, second to last corner, champions. And I was trying to
Yeah,
use that as a get away more and create more of a gap so he couldn't catch me by the braking zone. But
yeah, because I was saying as well. I mean, through sectors, first sector and half a sector, Bobo was right behind you. He was there, but during the sorry, no, first sector it was you. You had better exits, and then through halfway through sector 2 and sector 3, Bobo was right behind you.
every time it was every time I see the time, it was just getting there, especially in the race. It was horrible. Still shaking.
It's, another brilliant performance, though, Nibs, and another great battle between you two championship rivals, and it really is whetting the appetite for next week. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be exciting, and it's going to be
Next
quite
week, no
fitting.
contact.
No contact.
The whole world will watch, man.
Yeah,
It's
100 views.
Yeah,
you'll
no
be
doubt
surprised.
someone from the admin, probably Dan or maybe even Chloe's going to sit there and figure out who needs what for you to win, and what places you need to do, and what the minimum places and scoring points are. It's
Exactly.
going to be.
someone needs to do it because my brain capacity can't
Yeah,
work it. I was trying to work it out the
can't.
other day, and it was too. I need to know what I can do to beat Bobo, and now I need to beat him. That's all I need to know. Is I just
Yeah,
need to beat him.
it's going to have to be a win. But even then, it's going to be something like Bobo's going to have to finish like probably well, if you beat him, you've got it. But with Bobo, it's going to be a bit harder. Obviously, you won't have to finish in a certain position for Bobo to win a race.
Yeah, we'll see how many points difference it is.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. But again, it's Japan, so another tricky track, where few overtaking positions. DRS again will come in favour. It's gonna be a good race between you two.
Yeah, I do like
Definitely.
Japan. It's a good race. It's not an easy track to overtake though.
No,
It's that first corner,
it's
overtaking into
first
that first
corner and
corner.
DRS, and that's it.
It
Yeah,
always
and
throws up
you
a
have to get
little
it
bit
done
of rain.
before the corner happens. Otherwise, you can have all sorts of it.
It
It's
always
a hard
throws up
corner to
some
sort of
rain
get
as
right.
well, which should be interesting.
Hopefully,
Strategy
it
could be
rains. I
huge.
really like
Yeah,
Japan.
strategy could be
It's
huge.
yeah. If it rains in Japan, then that'll be my sort of saving grace. I hope.
But yeah,
I like Japan.
so yeah, that's another race finished of, I don't even know what season we're on, 11. Another race in season 11 done. and Tier 3 will be going down to the final race of the season between Bobo and Captain Nib.
Let's
So
go, man. Let's go.
hopefully you guys can join us. Obviously, there is a championship battle still on in Tier 1, so hopefully you can join us on Friday at
I'll watch, man. I
8:30.
will watch.
If not, definitely join us next Sunday for the culmination of a brilliant season between these two gents. I think it's fair to say that they've entertained us all season, and they've probably got one more surprise left up their sleeve, ready for next week. So join us at 8 o'clock for Japan, our season finale. I'd like to say thank you for joining me on comms this evening to Scotty. Do really appreciate that. I think he's done a brilliant job as always.
Make myself useful sometimes, I suppose.
You've done awesome. You've done a really good job, bud. It's always a pleasure having you on. Thanks to obviously the podium sitters for joining us on interview, and thank you very much to everyone that tuned in this evening. Obviously, sorry about the mishap at the start with the change of stream, but glad you could all join us in the end. So yeah, this is Luckman over and out.
Yes, man.